Yeah, we can. It's time.
Okay, so I think we're live. See,
We're live.
Kim always does all this, and tonight I pushed the button, so I'm not sure what we're
I'm
doing.
teaching him. I'm teaching him how it works.
Maybe we're live.
All right, everyone, or anyone.
Everyone.
Welcome to the stream. I am Kim of Kim Fixes Things. You can find my channel elsewhere on YouTube. And I'm here with Buff Del Campo, the namesake of the channel that you are currently viewing. And we are here to entertain you while we work on our hot rod. This is my 1966 Dodge Dart, and it has a 225 inline slant 6 engine, and we have decided, actually by vote, the chat voted, and they have decided that this is the car, because we have several cars. This car is going to a special event in 3.5 weeks called No Name Nationals, and you can find out more about No Name Nationals from John Wilburn, or if you search for hashtag NNN, you'll find all kinds of stuff about No Name Nationals. And this car, you know, it's a little bit older, and we've been doing a lot of things to get it ready to drive. What is it, about 5 hours to Sikeston, Missouri?
3.5.
3.5 hours. But highway driving on an older car that hasn't had much love.
That's what Google says. So you know it's going to take a little longer.
Okay, so
now.
it's going to take a little longer. So we're going on a road trip, and we're going to take it to a drag race. But honestly, the real challenge is getting it on the highway and running it, you know, at highway speed for 3.5 hours continuous. You don't want to break down far from home, right? So
like we did last year.
Like we did last year. You know, an older vehicle like this, like we took this car to the grocery store one day.
We did.
I took the car to the tire shop. It was scalding hot that day. I took it to the tire shop.
She didn't go right into town. She went to another town.
I got cheap, and I drove south instead of north. And I drove until I found
Is it cheaper to drive south?
The cheaper hillbilly tire shop, and they were great. They really were. Go find your local one that's out in the sticks. You know what I mean? Owner-operated one with a minimal amount of overhead, a little shop somewhere in the trees, and they will fix you right up. And yeah, they helped me get tires. And I got these wheels on the back are Ford bolt pattern. They're real nice. They're a 5-star kind of thing. They're rusty as all snot, but they look shiny with the lights on. Don't you think?
I was looking at that when the car looks shiny, the wheels look shiny. That car looks good with those wheels on.
Yeah, we have a lot of spit shine polish to do, but we also have so this car sat in storage, just idle, nobody doing anything with it, down at Uncle Tony's garage when he had the big shop for about 2 years or more, and before that it sat out as an idle, just a sign marker for a little Cuban restaurant, I guess, that's no longer in existence.
It was a sign for many years for a Cuban restaurant. It was a sign for
a restaurant, you know. And it has had some patchwork done on it, but the floors and everything are pretty nice, and it is a functional car. But like when I drove it down to get tires, it was a little bit sketch keeping it going down the road straight. So we put an idler arm on the front suspension. Like I said, we've got tires all the way around that don't have dry rots and cracks and stuff in them like they were. Well, I mean, the tires that were on the car had full tread. They even had the little nubbies still, but they had been sitting idle for so long they were completely dry rotted, like all around. I was terrified. We drove it up from Murfreesboro. How long was that drive? An hour and a half?
Yeah, at least an hour and a half.
Oh, man, I was so worried we were going to have a blowout.
Yeah, we drove about 55, 60. I followed her. It was nice, easy drive. No load on it. No big load on it.
UTG seen your video on the Dart lately? He hasn't said anything about it. Tony has lots to do.
He's got a lot going on.
Yeah, he doesn't really, he's not for or against us. I mean, I guess he is for us, but he doesn't go out of his way to talk to me. Right now, I think he's in an alliance with Dead Dog Garage, And who else does he do? And Dr. Art,
Dr. Art, yep. He's
uh,
hanging out with Dr. Art.
who are also really interesting content creators. And I think maybe as our content is more relevant or interesting, he might pay us more attention. But no, not
Who
so
knows?
much.
Well, yeah, we're an hour, good hour and 45 minutes away from him, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not like we're neighbors. You know.
Yeah. Well, there were things that we were trying to do, but we realized that they were unreasonable.
Well, and when I was hanging out with him and going down there on his lives every Sunday night for like a year and a half, I had to go back to work. So when I went back to work, I kind of abandoned them, and I'm sure that didn't go over good because I said I was going to be gone for 30 days, and it ended up being 2 years because I got involved in a big old project, so it was like, well,
Yeah. And when I moved here and you got off the road and retired,
yep.
we realized that driving down to Tony's a couple days a week was actually an overwhelming demand of ourselves because there was so much to do here. Like we're constantly trying to still get this shop together, and we just need to put all of our energy and time and attention into this place if we're going to be comfortable here and be able to make our own content. And I think once we're more situated, it'll be easier to collaborate with other people. We've done some collaboration stuff, but it's actually really difficult because we're just so disorganized. And John Hart, welcome to the stream. John is reminding me, thank you, John, that tomorrow morning, and I did mention this to you, there's a swap meet downtown Clarksville,
What time is that?
and he says he'll be around 10 a.m.
Oh, I should read it.
And I would like to be able to take this car. Now, I'm having okay, might be a bigger issue, but it's a small enough issue that I don't feel uncomfortable driving the car into town. It's only like 10 minutes away. So, but I found that there's a little issue with the intake manifold gasket is leaking, which is really common problem. And if you run the car like at highway speed with one lean cylinder, because you can't tune a single cylinder. So if one cylinder is too lean, it'll get hot. And then the exhaust manifold is right next to the intake manifold. So then the exhaust manifold will get really hot and it'll heat up the intake manifold, and that's going to make it's already leaking. It could potentially make it warp. Or you could burn a piston or melt your rings or something like that.
So the point is you need to fix it.
Got to fix it. So
we're going to pull the intake manifold, which means also pulling the exhaust manifold.
Yeah, it's like it's
one big thing.
Log that's all connected together. So it's kind of a task, and it looks like it's going to be in our very near future. But yes, John, I would love to go to the swap meet. Do you think you'll be able to go?
I'll just find.
He's been having a hard time sleeping at night.
I can't sleep at night. I'm like flipped around, but I didn't get much sleep today. Well, last night I didn't, and I slept a little bit earlier tonight. But I think I'll be able to go to sleep, which would be good because then I can get up and go somewhere in the morning. I'll be flipped back around on day shift.
I mean, we could go for a couple hours and then you could come home and take a nap.
What kind of swap meet is it? What are they? You said it's all automotive stuff, or is it a car show, or what? Because last time they had a car show down there, it was like a little local car show, and then there were people at tables set up with stuff. So I'm thinking maybe it's something like that. I don't know.
John doesn't have a very good keyboard, so
I see.
It might not. He might not be. He probably hears us but can't respond very well. So we'll
He
just
needs
have to.
He needs a talkie keyboard. Did they make such a thing?
There was a Facebook post about it that we can look,
Okay.
like one of the groups, and I think it's by one of the automotive groups, the swap meet thing. So I presume it's going to be car stuff. But if it's not, if we don't like it or whatever, we just leave. But I think it'll be a good excuse to get the car out and stretch his legs a little bit. I did adjust the brakes. I tuned the distributor a little bit today. It was at about 8 degrees advance. And I built the distributors so that it should be set actually more like 12. So I had to pull the distributor out one more time.
That
change
doesn't
the little
seem
bracket thing, put it in there.
That doesn't seem like anywhere near enough.
Advance?
Yeah.
For initial timing?
Oh, that's right. There's a mechanical and a vacuum advance as well.
Right. And
Okay.
so the mechanical advance that I designed into the distributor should be about 18 degrees. We're absolutely hearing you, John.
Oh, we're reading him.
Reading you.
Yes, we're receiving.
Hmm.
We are now. You've posted there twice, so I assume that's all you've written is 2 lines. One at
Oh, he might be sending me stuff on my phone,
oh,
and I don't know if I'm getting things on my phone. I don't
Where's
even
your
know where my
phone?
phone is.
where's your
I
phone?
hate the phone some days. I just ignore it.
I know
I'm
people
sorry.
text me when I'm on here
That's very
sometimes, and then I'm like, I find it like 2 hours later.
That's probably very selfish of me. I'm just not good at that amount of communication. Um,
John Wilburn.
John, welcome to the stream.
We just came off yours, but then we needed about an hour to get ready and get up here. So
Turn the lights on and get things
I
going.
didn't rush right up here after yours. Actually, I sort of did, but we just had to we weren't ready at all. Yeah, we got a whole little studio in the corner here, and all these lights and lights blocked off and everything, so we can see our faces.
Yeah, you could see our faces for it. Like there's not the big shadows and stuff. And I put those black curtains up there because those lights were messing us up real bad.
Those lights are so bright the camera would, I'm sure, it closed the lens down. Then we look really dark. We put those up there; it improved it a lot. I don't know. This is a shop with shop lights, not really a studio, but we're kind of using it for a studio, and it's getting better.
Yeah, we're just making steady improvements as we can. This camera is pretty sketchy. We have some other camera options, and that leads us into the next segment of the stream, which is the unboxing section.
Well, wait a minute.
Go.
Excuse me.
Did I not answer the question?
No, I wanted to say something about Tim. So everybody came in here. I'm sure they saw the thumbnail with some demon seats.
Oh yeah.
Those are Tim's seats. Because that's what Tim said when he first came in here. He says, I need some seats like those. Well, I was going to almost typed in there. I'll ship them to you.
Oh, you're in top chat. You should be.
Oh, why did that happen?
Oh, I don't know. It's always doing that.
I hate top chat. Yeah, then what happens is all of a sudden people show up that were... Oh, what happened to the rest of the chats? Where'd they go, Kim? When you hit top...
Did it reorganize it, huh?
It reorganized it. Why did... Oh, no, it did it twice. See, he left... John Hart has... I don't know what it did.
I don't know why he didn't hear
being,
us.
It's being
we
it's
John,
being
we
YouTube.
did see it sending his message multiple times, but we did see your message, and yes, we will be there tomorrow morning for the swap meet. We've been talking.
We'll try to be there. She'll be there.
I'm
gonna
there.
try.
And I want to take the car. It's
having,
ready to do a little test drive. It ain't perfect yet.
I'm having extreme difficulty sleeping, so yeah, I'll just be tired and go if I can't sleep.
I gotta get you some melatonin and stuff. Can diabetics take melatonin?
I don't know what I can take. I take too much medicine now. That's part of the problem. Okay, so we want to do...
I'm gonna give you a little bit.
A little tilt.
Like this.
You want to always make sure my fat stomach shows up.
Yes, I want everybody to know about your fat stomach.
Well, what's bad is it's not as fat as it looks because I lean back in this chair and stick my stomach out like Santa Claus, you know?
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas.
Okay, so we've made that. Okay, so now we have this. It's not an unboxing.
It's an unboxing.
These are not boxes. How can we unbox things that are not in boxes?
I don't know. Are you saying there's a law against
Then unbagging.
Lester LeSabre is here. Welcome to the stream.
It says Kim on it, and I'm cutting it open. Well, here, I cut it for you.
All right. So you'll never guess where this came from, and I'm not going to say out loud because they are not sponsoring us. And I got a cable. And the interesting thing about this cable, right, is this cable will help us with the GoPro.
Oh, okay.
With the overheating of the GoPro. That's
Oh.
what the purpose of this cable is.
Yeah, the GoPro really, yeah, unwrapping, that's it, unwrapping. Okay, next.
Oh, you know what else I did with the GoPros? I put a better memory card in it, and I was told that
Oh, that
having
makes a difference.
a well-matched memory card will cause it to generate less heat. I don't know. That
Now,
sounds like an old
now,
wives' tale.
now you can have an unboxing.
Okay.
Because they put a box in a bag.
Jeez. They used tape.
Now
I don't know where it came from.
so
I cannot endorse any
do
particular.
I have a knife down here? No.
No, I got it.
Oh, you already
This-
don't need a knife.
It didn't need a knife.
That's like me cut into something that doesn't need a knife.
This is an AC adapter, power adapter. This is all shop equipment. It's an unwrapping. That's right. And this shop equipment will cause us to have additional. This camera.
I didn't even see what that thing was. It was a box inside a bag
A box
with
with
another
a
bag
with another
inside of
box
it.
and a
Another
bag.
bag inside the box.
It's a power adapter.
Oh,
So I bought this camera with just a battery and a charger, but if we want to run it continuously as a web camera or as an auxiliary like studio camera, like camera number 2, it has a special plug that goes into the camera.
so because when you run that camera continuously, like on a USB on the side of a laptop or something, that camera gets so hot.
Which one? Oh, yeah.
Can't even handle it.
The,
It gets that hot.
the GoPros, when they tell you about the fact that they get hot, oh yeah. Don't expect to run it for more than 15 minutes without giving it a break. They need it. They really are. It's a thing.
It's a known problem, I guess, but I didn't know that till we had one.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
Well, you
still,
had that one. She set it on the bed next to her, had it plugged into a laptop. It's sitting there charging. She woke up and reached over and grabbed it, and the thing was like 300 degrees. You know.
Oh man, I was worried that it was never going to work again. It got so hot, but
I mean, it was hot. Like you can't touch it hot. You know.
cannot leave it plugged in to a transfer, like to a computer, plugged into the USB, turned on, because it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter.
It doesn't
Crazy
stop charging. It has to be plugged into its
And
charger.
no, it wasn't charging. Anyways, it
Well-
doesn't really matter except to know
Oh, that's
that
for this camera.
there's caution necessary when using your GoPro, because they are prone to. You just got to know what you're up to. Can't be haphazard with it. So, this is a Sony. I am not bragging. I am just showing you for our studio.
It's
It
really nice camera, but it's got some years on
has
it.
a Tamron zoom lens, which will let us like fine detail parts or something in the engine bay if we want to see.
But you got a good deal on it, so.
I got a really good deal. Not really a really good deal, but a pretty good deal.
Didn't pay new
I bought
price.
it locally. I didn't pay new price, but it's not a new camera. It's a 10 or 11-year-old camera. And it doesn't shoot 4K. But we don't need 4K because YouTube
Oh,
won't even let us send a 4K signal to our.
What's it
stream.
shoot? Because that's the camera that when you
Just
put it on me,
1080p.
you can see every little blemish and
Well,
pore in
that's-
my face and every hair.
That's the thing, is it shoots.
You don't even see that when you look at a person. You know, you don't
It
get that
shoots
close.
superior video to what a web camera will shoot, and
Well, the first video she did with me with that thing, I looked at it and went, "You can't put that up." It's like
yeah, you
doctor's
had-
office looking at every little thing in my
It was-
face and every hair. It's like, oh man.
I had no idea how insecure this man was going to be.
Well, it
about-
doesn't look normal. It looks like somebody drew a.
That's what I see every
highly-
time I look at your face. Maybe you need to moisturize more.
highly detailed. Do I look that bad?
Well, yeah, you don't look that bad. You're just
I get-
incredibly judgmental of yourself.
I got used to looking at myself on YouTube where I don't have any. What happened to the light when you walked over there? Man, did it change?
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, something where you walked reflect something. I don't know what happened.
Don't know.
Oh, I know. The back of your shirt is very bright, so the camera dimmed down when it saw that bright shirt,
Oh.
and then it made me look a little darker.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I'm not sure. I think that's what happened.
I think I am going to have to change lighting just a little bit.
Oh, she's dark.
Just
Oh,
for a
that
second.
made me really dark.
Well, that's the difference between regular lighting and
And
studio lighting.
irregular lighting.
And studio lighting. We're working on stuff here. What do you guys think? Are we getting our act together yet, or is it still a mess? It still look as bad as it always did.
Is John still here? John Welborn, you still here? Got a message for John Welborn along with everybody else, but I want to make sure he's here.
I don't know. I think everybody just stopped and said hello and laughed.
They all stopped and said hello and left. Tim and John Hart are the only ones here. John Welborn, maybe he's here. Maybe there's some delay when you type in.
Well, we might have a 30-second delay because we remember
Oh,
when
yeah.
you hit start streaming and then we might have a delay. We need to take the delay out of this. I don't know how to do that. There's some tricks I need to work through because I would like to be able to switch to a different machine. Like if there was an emergency and we wanted to switch to your phone instead.
An emergency. I have an emergency YouTube live video.
An emergency interruption.
Oh, I see that kind of emergency. Yeah, we had some thunderstorms roll through here earlier today.
Yeah, we did.
Big boomers. And it cooled off like 20 degrees.
Oh, what a relief it was.
Yeah, it was like 90 something and then it was 70 something. I think John might have taken off already.
Yeah.
But he just got off a 2-hour live, so he's probably had enough.
Yeah, with all those people.
Oh, he had a 2-hour live. I don't know how many of you were in John's video, but he had a live going and he had a screen full of people, and so he was pretty busy. But he had the sign up there that says 20 days, which is actually 19 days and some hours to No Name National. Man, it's getting down there, Tim.
Well, I mean, the intake manifold thing we can maybe suppress for a little while. I don't know.
John Hart says he can't seem to get connected.
Uh-oh.
But he's connected enough that he's talking to us.
Yeah, he saw the camera. I'm sorry you're having connection issues, though.
He lives near here somewhere, doesn't he? He live out our way, or does he live in town somewhere?
I think he lives up in town, but I'm not 100%.
So he's not on our fiber out here.
Oh,
The fiber out here is wonderful,
I've
man.
never been to his place, so I don't know.
Oh, I thought you just might know where he lives.
I understand.
Because if you were about out here somewhere, you probably have that fiber, which is incredibly good.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best thing that ever happened out here. They put fiber in and didn't charge us anything for the installation, just a monthly charge. It's great. And when that happened, I got rid of the cable company because the only thing I was using the cable company for by then was internet, because I'd gotten rid of the landline and I'd gotten rid of the cable TV. Cable TV was getting really expensive. You live close to us. Okay, well out here, the electric cooperative, which you probably know what I'm talking about, they have the fiber internet connection for $50 a month, and it is really fast, good thing. And the cable company that I had before,
Sorry for the noise.
she's making noise. The cable company I had before was much more expensive and service wasn't fast at all. So this is a really good change. New wheels and tires on the Dart. The wheels and tires have been there for a couple of weeks, but of course we have the car in here backwards, so you probably couldn't see them. And then Kim shined them up, so yeah, they look really good, don't they? Those do look good.
Just on the back, the front wheels are still the same because
Front wheels are the same.
yeah, because we don't have we didn't change the bolt pattern on the front yet.
See the back wheels. Where'd the wheels come from?
I went and bought those.
You
off
bought 'em.
Marketplace.
Okay, so the rear end is from a Ford. It's from a it's a what the heck is it? 7 point? What the heck is it? 7.5.
7.5 from a Ford Ranger.
7.5 inch Ford Ranger rear end. And because the rear end under that Dart was a noisy, worn out. It had multiple problems. So the tread width was the same, and we had that Ranger sitting here. So we pulled the rear end and we welded new. We did videos on it. We welded new spring perches on it and installed it. And I couldn't believe how nice it went in there. Just it fit right in there. And then the only other thing we had to do was, we had to weld the shock mounts on, the Chrysler shock mounts, and the drive shaft used a different U-joint, and Kim found one that was for an AMC car that had U-joint for a Ford one way and for the Chrysler the other way, and got the drive shaft bolted right in. The one from the Ranger was the right length. It was just perfect, so Ford parts in a Chrysler, I know, but it's nice because you go down the road, it's quiet, it's smooth, and it's a little lower geared, so it might go a little better.
Might be a little quicker.
Might use a little more gas, but we'll just take it easy.
Yeah, it'll be okay. And the other thing about the 7.5, if I did want to get like if I wanted to get a posi rear end, that 7.5 you can get them. But for a 7.25, a posi rear end,
wow,
incredibly rare and therefore expensive.
But this rear end ought to hold up better than the 7.25 Chrysler. That thing looks tiny.
It is, but it's fine for the 6-cylinder. But
I think you went blank there on me. So this rear end is better than the 7.5 or 7.25 Chrysler rear end. Is the point I was making. Yeah, this is a little beefier and lower geared, so Dean Stevenson, just half Dean reporting for duty. Half Dean.
Good job, Dean.
Where is the other half? A kiwi and a check mark.
Oh, and then the other thing was last night, when I was trying to wire up, I was wiring up a fan, because in the summertime, a slant 6 will, if you're running it really hard, and then shutting. Tim saw the short where I rubbed nickel anti-seize on the wheels.
That's our chrome shop.
Yeah.
Hillbilly chrome shop.
Yeah, we were wiring in a fan, a little bitty fan on the front of the radiator to blow through the radiator beside the water pump, if you know a slant 6, and then under the manifold to keep some air moving so it doesn't
half cut, I see.
So it doesn't get all heat soaked and boil the fuel out of the bowl. Even though we have a spacer, they get very hot. It's just a common thing for old slant 6s in the summertime in the South, right? So to be preemptive, we got this fan. And so I'm running wires for the fan, and I'm all done. I'm wiring the signal wire for the toggle switch up into the fuse panel, and I realized that the fuse, the little plastic fuse box, the glass fuses, it's rusty. So I had to, pull it down as best as I could and push all the little terminals out the back and then sand them like really good and put them back in. Boy, Dean Stevenson.
He's got a thing about those toilet seats on the back.
He liked the toilet seats. I guess we could get an early one and retrofit the trunk.
I'm sure we got an old toilet seat around here. We're hillbillies.
No. My car. No doing that.
We got that hubcap. What happened to that hubcap? It was sitting there now.
I went and drained it. It's sitting over there in the oil
Drained
pan
the hubcap.
down.
See, we had a hubcap that had some kind of oily business in it. Yeah, well, you could bolt that to the back of the car and then kind of look like the wheel.
Okay.
Back of a Valiant. No, let's not do that.
Good. I didn't want to do it anyways. So, yeah. So I spent several hours.
What happened to you? You just froze up.
I was reading Dean Stevenson's comments.
It's like all of a sudden you just froze up. I didn't know what happened.
I was trying to keep up with chat while I was talking, and I can't do two things at once. Y'all, I'm telling
She's just talking, and I'm looking at her, and like,
you.
oh, the screen froze, and nope, she just stopped. She just stopped.
All right.
Because I
So,
moved, and it's like, no, I'm moving.
so, yeah, I got the fuse panel, and then I realized that when I had the dash out, you know why the right turn signal wasn't working? There was no light bulb in the dash, and I think that makes a difference. Because now the little
So
green light in the dash
you
flashes.
put a light bulb in
So
there,
I
and then
may
it
have
worked.
fixed the turn signals.
Well, they were working last night.
Yeah, but the right one was really dim, and I
Oh,
didn't.
I don't know.
Why
What
does
do
it
I do?
always
Push.
that?
What do
Not,
I do?
click
Push
not
not
now.
now. Some big old warning. Warning. Okay, push not now. Okay, warning's gone. Sorry, people. We had a warning.
As long as you don't put a Continental kit on it. Is that the
Oh, that's terrible looking. I hate Continental.
Is that the tire that sits on top of the back bumper kind of?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they make that. They make extension kits to move the bumper out about 3 feet, then you can put the thing back there.
No,
I think that looks awful.
I'm not planning that. I think Tony would drive up here and beat me.
Look, Tony, we put a Continental kit on it, lowered the back end.
I mean, we'd get his attention. I don't think we'd get any good kind of feedback about it, though.
We raised the back end up to stock height because the fellow before us had 2 sets of lowering blocks in it, so it was right on the ground. So that's fixed. If you've been with us for a while, you'd maybe know that. That's been, God, when did we get that? Like a year ago? We probably got that car like a year ago.
We got
maybe.
this car more than a year ago.
Did we? Okay.
So we got that car.
Oh, that wasn't this car. That was my car that had
That was
the
your
lowering
car.
blocks.
This
Oh,
car didn't
I'm
have
full of
the-
shit. Yeah,
Yeah, you are.
that was my car. I can't remember which one.
One-eyed cat's gonna get extension kits and a Continental kit.
Extension kits. Oh, you got one of those, don't you? Yeah, I'm telling you, it looks like crap. He's got a tire back there. I think he does his for weight transfer, trying to make that
Hold the
440
wheels down for that 440.
440 in an A body.
Yeah, I could see that. Yep.
You know what you do, one-eyed cat? Take that tire off there and put about 4 or 5 batteries back there. Man, I knew a guy years ago had an El Camino, and he couldn't get traction. He had like a 427 or something in that El Camino, and the tailgate, he put concrete in the tailgate.
Jeez.
Man. Says yes, 11 inches. And what are you doing? She is just so busy tonight, moving stuff
trying to
and
get it
plugging
ready.
stuff in,
So we could do some
unplugging stuff.
There's tools here. I don't know what to do with them, but they're in my way.
Okay, well,
Would you please?
you want me to get up now and start working on this stuff and leave the chat. Okay,
They ain't talking anyways. They want to see some action.
I want to see some action.
A
Give
little
me-
less talk and
give
a
me
lot
the
more
flavor.
action.
Okay. Well, I was going to do a short on this. I'm going to do a short on this.
Well,
I was
where do
going
you
to do
want
a short on this.
How about underneath? Can we put them underneath?
Yes.
Do that.
So
I
if
think
it's
that's
underneath, that means this is neat. Is this neat?
under the knee. It's where we wanted to go.
And then all these little baby screwdrivers and safety wire pliers. See, I was going to do a short on these. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of want to do that. And then that hammer, you wanted me to do a short on it.
I did.
Tell me. I don't know how I got this. I just bought it, an impulse buy. What is this hammer for? It's like plastic and it's got this pointed thing.
Shouldn't
I don't know
that
what
be a
it's for.
short?
I don't know what it's for. Well, I gotta explain what it's for. I've never used it.
Oh,
I just carried it in my car and then now it's here. Took it out of the car. So I bought it because I didn't have one. I walked it through Harbor Freight and went, yeah, I think I'll buy that. I've never used it. I think Kim's used it. When I kept 2 Continental kits would work on the 62. It's okay for action. I have lead-filled coffee cans that both be inner lip of trunk. Yeah, it sounds And the first time I saw that car, I couldn't believe you had a 440. Man, I got the hiccups. Excuse me. I couldn't believe you had a 440 in a early A body
Stuffed in there.
in a
Very nice.
in a road toad. But it was, I mean, when you open the hood, it looks like it belongs there.
Except for the one barrel.
Oh yeah, the one barrel and the four barrel together. That's kind of cool. I really like that. First time I saw it, I'll never forget this.
What all are they bringing to No Name Nationals?
Yeah.
Did anybody call them out? They call anybody out? I should be following this stuff.
One-eyed cat. What are you bringing to a No Name National? Maybe a. Well, I'm hoping you bring the 440. And I should know because I should be following all these channels. There's so much content I can't watch it all. I built wood boxes over the rear wheels and filled them with sand on my El Camino. That's John Hart. So John Hart had an El Camino or has an El Camino?
No, doesn't have one. I think he doesn't have any hot rods anymore.
Oh, but he's a car guy. Okay.
When he was younger.
See, that's somebody you met here,
He
so
enjoys,
I didn't know.
Boy, does he enjoy when we bring up the old Studebakers? He really loves it.
This 5-barrel lives no more, running on 8 this year.
Oh, stepping up his game.
And added traction. Oh man, that's gonna be. So you're gonna drive that to Sikeston, the No Name Nationals. Maybe he is.
Of course he is.
What about Wendy? Are you gonna have two, like, dueling road toads coming down the road? Don't you both have 62s? I think you both have 62s, don't you? Kim, what are you doing back there?
I'm not sure.
I can't see what's going on. It almost looks like you have a rifle.
It's not a rifle.
What is it?
It's just the thing that holds the case.
Oh, it's a tripod on its side. How could you, one-eyed cat? With a 5-barrel. It was a real Pentastar. Oh, it was. I never thought about that. It was a Pentastar. Kim, we got to do that. Take one of these slant 6s and put a 1-barrel and a 4-barrel on it. She's not even paying attention to me.
I heard you.
She knows I'm being stupid.
You know, we got a lot to do.
I know. I'm starting
Don't
to.
commit to anything.
I'm starting to worry about time because
Yeah.
we were doing real fine until you found the vacuum leak, and now it's like, okay, now we got to pull an intake manifold. It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
Well,
we
we have to stay
just
on
do it.
target. Tonight's target is the taillights.
Tonight's target is the taillights. Are they taillights or the backup lights?
Everything in the back.
Everything in the
Make
back.
sure everything in the back works. That's all. We're working on our rear end. We're working in the rear tonight.
Working on the rear end, and then the intake maybe tomorrow, maybe not. We're going to swap meet tomorrow, but then we come up here after swap meet.
I mean, swap meet's early. We can still do a stream late in the evening.
Well, we may want to just lean over the fender and pull that intake and exhaust off, and order a gasket.
Yeah. The gasket ordering should probably happen pretty quickly here. I think I'll get one soon, early. Does anybody know of somebody who sells a gasket that's superior to like your basic kind of?
No, I'm trying to remember what that looked like. It's the same gasket for the intake and exhaust, or is it two gaskets?
No, it's one big gasket.
One. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember doing that on the other one, but I couldn't remember how I remember that the bolts aren't torqued they're not torqued very tight at all. And you told me that was to make it so there's some movement. Backup lights, don't think mine came with any. Yeah, man, that's back when when I was a kid, we never had a car with backup lights. I'd see cars with backup lights. I'd say to my father, look at that. It's got backup lights. We had a 56 Ford. It had those little chrome things where the backup lights go, but they were just like little, they weren't even chrome, they were little stainless, teepee looking things above the taillight. But ours didn't have backup lights. He bought a 65 Chevy van. I don't think it had backup lights. It did not. First car my father bought that had backup lights was a 1970 Ford Galaxy. Actually had backup lights. And my 64 Ford had backup lights. My first car. The little round ones in the center. But this car does. And they're uncovered and dirty inside. And I don't know if we'll make them work. We got to make the license plate light work. She's got the license plate light all figured out, all done. Just got to install it.
That's right.
Where is the thing? Let's show it off.
We updated it into an LED.
It's an LED, and then made a little deflector thing, and
yeah, I made a little tin hat deflector thing. Here,
say,
you can show them.
JJ, Carly, Kim, do you have a Triumph service manual yet?
No, I don't.
See this thing?
Haven't got to it yet.
This little looks like a signal for a train. This thing has an LED in it, and these bolts here will attach it to the stock position. It'll light up the license plate, and these are the leads for it that I lengthened because they were too short.
I'm sorry for being in the way. This
She's
wire.
going
Doesn't
after
wanna
the
go,
wire.
doesn't wanna go. There it goes.
Man, that's one thing we gained in this shop. Wires. More
A
wires.
lot of wires. Okay.
And I'm holding a backup light thing. Yeah, it's got an LED in it. We tested it. Worked quite well. This license plate light might be too bright. Hey Kim, it's on your chair. And Kim made that little cover that was on there. This thing. She took a piece of aircraft aluminum and made that. Put it together. Pretty nice.
Where's the other wire? This isn't the right one.
What wire are you looking for?
The one. The one that connects this camera, not that.
You're still working on cameras. I thought you were working on taillights.
There's a lot of work to the cameras.
Oh, I see. You're putting a camera so somebody can watch you.
So we can point at
You
what we're
can
doing.
point at the
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
backup light
Here it is.
place.
Here it is. Here it is.
Or not backup light, the license plate light place. We had all that stuff working on my Valiant. It was pretty good. Between Mexican Specs sending us all the lenses that were, all mine were broken, so we got new ones. Those are, he was concerned they wouldn't be as nice as the American ones. I said, these are identical.
Here,
They're
hold this.
perfect.
I don't know why
Okay.
I put it in my seat. I'm
I
trying to
put
see.
it in your seat because
Right,
I was just hold it up here and
I
I
just want to
put it.
see where's the little thing. If that, oh, there it is. There's a lot of focusing stuff. Let me see if that'll go off when I start to. If I hit record, does that go away? No.
It blinked.
Well, that's garbage.
So it makes these little squares. Those squares stay in there.
That's a lot of stuff in a way. Looking at what we want to see.
Well, I thought you were going to do it down low where you could see where you're putting the license plate light. But maybe you just want it on the... No, now you got some kind of a menu popped up. I don't know if anybody can see that.
Yeah.
More menu. ISO 800. Oh, really? Just like an old film camera. Oh, invalid. In movie, something.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's for stills. So what do they see right now? The back of the car?
Yeah, they're seeing what we see.
Good night, all. Got to get up early.
Hey.
That's John. John Hart's taking off. Take care. See you tomorrow. I'm telling John, see you tomorrow, because I think he's going to the same swap meet we're going to.
Yeah, we'll see you in the morning, John.
So he's going to sleep early, and we're up here clowning around in the
Yeah,
shop.
we're fools. Will it do if I stop recording? Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to figure out how to make
Does
this
anybody
work.
see the back of a car? Well, now it says file format.
Just relax.
I am clueless to what's going on. I just see all these.
Supposedly over here,
There's all these
if
menus
I
popping
turn
up.
control for HDMI, let's check this.
Now there's nothing.
Oh, shoot. Well, that broke.
So it broke.
That broke.
So
Oh, that's
that's
the wrong-
wrong. That's terrible.
So,
That's a greenie camera.
okay, a green camera. Alright,
A
that broke.
greenie
Try
camera.
again here. Try again here.
Yeah, we did a whole video and nobody said anything to us. I went and looked at it the next day, and then the whole thing was all green looking. It's like, whoa, what happened here? Well, we tried a new camera and didn't notice it was green till I went and looked at the replay. And then I figured out it was green. Let's see, Tim, have you seen the Engine Masters where Dulcich built a slant 6? I think it was 225. They dynoed it, made 328 horsepower, 341. I did see that. That was a while ago. I bailed. I bailed out of Motor Trend because I was spending money on that. I'd watch Engine Masters sometimes, but it's like, there's so much content on YouTube. So I just dropped it. I'd watch Engine Masters, but there's other people with dynos that I can watch that are at least as good. Oh, that's a new view, but it's the same.
It's the same
squares.
crummy...
Do the viewers see all these little squares?
Yeah, they see exactly what you see on the screen. What did I do wrong?
I don't know. Our cameras are too oh, that went away. Intelligent auto.
What? Can we have dumb auto? Can we have dumb manual? I guess I can put it on manual.
Jeez. Oh, that's bright.
This is stupid.
Well, maybe you can get down low where you're working and you won't have that bright spot.
Well, no, the problem is I want all those little things to be off.
Does everybody see? I want to know if everybody
Yeah, they
sees those
see
little
all the
square.
things.
You
Of
see
course
all
they do.
that?
All right, I'm putting it back on you. You're gonna have to entertain them because this is garbage. We can't even use this.
We're doing a
Do
lot
you know
of.
how much money I paid for this?
We're doing
thing?
a lot of video about a camera that doesn't work.
Here we are.
Message retracted. Well, Cam.
Yeah, they're the Engine Masters where they built a slant 6 with a blower and dynoed it 320. You can absolutely make
Remember that?
328 horsepower with a slant 6 because the bottom end is very stout.
Did you see that? That
I
one?
watched some of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that.
It was impressive. If you have the money, you can make it go fast. No doubt about that. Well, that was distressing at best, I have to say. I'm really not happy. But I do.
Oh yeah, Lester says, yeah, we see all the extra stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
man.
They're not even watching. They're just it's on. They're being supportive, but they're not watching.
Yeah, it's like
We're not doing nothing.
I hit some key and it canceled my message. Oh.
Ah,
Oh, that's why it says message retracted.
there you go. You
Whoa.
done it. Now you done it. Now you
Retracted. Does that mean tracked it again?
You have tracked it again.
So we have words in English like that. They're like discombobulated. We never combobulate things.
You should have combobulated it. If you'd have been doing your job, you'd have combobulated it all right. We have other. Gosh, is it? Are you warm or is
No.
it me again? Damn.
It's you moving around and you get warm.
I feel like I am roasting. Where's that fan?
You put it. I don't know what you did. Oh, you put it up on a top shelf over here.
Man. Roast.
She gets hot real easy, and I never feel it.
I do not regulate my temperature very well, I think.
Well, look where you're from. You're from Pittsburgh, where your whole life was cold.
It was hot and cold.
Hot and cold. And see, I lived in Yuma, Arizona, where it's 115 degrees on a day that isn't hot. I gotta eat a piece of cheese.
Got him eating cheese now, so that he doesn't get
Eat your cheese.
So he doesn't get too.
Mrs. One-Eyed Cat popped in here. How you doing?
Hey.
Are you coming to No Name Nationals in your car too, or what's going on?
They're not bringing two cars. What do you think? They're made of money?
Well, I think it'd be kind of cool to have two road toads there.
It would kick butt, but I mean, who?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just wondering.
Who has the time? That's.
We're bringing two cars.
All right, I've got a different camera. Let's see if we can get the more different camera to work any better. That's a little better. It's got a big focus.
It's got a big square in the middle, but other than that.
Okay, I'm gonna make that go away for a second.
Oh, now we got black screen.
Wait, I think I figured this out earlier. Just
Can I just put it back on the other screen?
No.
But now there's a menu there.
Is it focused?
I don't know.
It is focused. Okay.
I think.
Now, how about now?
Got out my pressure washer and cleaned out the old gas and changed the filters and oil. Got it running. So I'm going to get wet tomorrow morning. Cleaning out the truck engine bay. Oh, this is Tim on his truck. Okay, that makes sense. Can you see what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Tim wants to know if that was a square toilet seat.
This is a little better. There's still things, but
So we got a good picture of the trunk lock.
well, what do you guys think of that trunk lock? Amazing, huh?
Well, what she's trying to do, she's going to install the license plate light, and the backup lights were a little bit below that. So I'm not sure what is going on.
I think if I do this, we can get you.
What?
Oh, shoot. Well, let's see. We don't want this camera. Sorry, guys. Just give it a second.
There's too many choices.
There's a lot of choices. Yes, yes. The Nexigo. And then we'll put the Nexigo.
I don't even know what camera I'm on now.
You're on the camera that you're always on. Just try and relax.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Okay. Yep. And then I can do this. Oh, I can't reach.
There's too much stuff.
There is a lot of stuff. put you over here. Maybe we'll make you a little smaller.
I don't know.
And then
Getting video equipment lessons. Why you want it so high? I don't know what you're doing. Okay.
What do you mean?
Well, I thought you were working on a license plate, like, and it's like, wait, the license plate is way at the bottom.
Well, I'll move the license plate.
Okay, whatever.
Man,
Where am I? I need to be over this way. Okay.
I can move the camera once I got it. See?
I see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so does that help? We got two things going at once. Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. See, and that gets rid of all the glare that was up on top of the deck lid.
All righty now. Now, how about now? Woo! That one. Get it. I've been working on this stuff for days. It's costing me a fortune.
She comes up here in the daytime and works for hours messing with all this stuff.
Costing me a fortune. Finding all the parts to make everything work, and then it don't work. I went and got that camera, that really nice
Whoa,
that really nice camera. And I think this light already works. Maybe we should test them.
Maybe we should test them.
Okay. Gotta find a key. I think it's in it. Key's in it. All right, I need you.
Buddy Carafano, good evening. How you doing?
I need you to tell me what happens.
Okay, I'm watching it. I might turn around and watch it to make sure. Okay, you got brake lights on? And the one on the... Oh, there's brake lights. Oh, maybe that was... What did you turn on? Headlights or brake lights? It's unclear. Okay, that's the headlights.
No, that's brake lights.
It is? Okay, let off on them. Turn the parking lights on. Okay, the one on the far right, there's four of them. The one on the far right's really dim.
All right. Well, we're going to have to work.
And that's the one I think had that bulb in there that has a real dark spot in the bulb. So that may just be the bulb.
Okay.
Okay, so now I have to turn the key on and put it in reverse. Maybe... You're right. You have the backup light on the right side lights up. The one on the left side does not light up.
Okay.
So you were correct.
So it's not how we expected. Time to get some work done.
Beta tester reporting for duty. Kimborghini.
Thank you, beta testers. You're an alpha tester in my book. You know what the difference is?
No.
Me neither. But I think being an alpha is supposedly better than being a beta.
It is warm in here, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm starting to notice it. You want to turn on the AC and then we'll see if it's too noisy?
Oh, it won't be so noisy.
No, I don't think. Oh, now you went all over with the camera again.
Sorry for the camera.
Oh, I see. I could see in the background moving the whole thing around.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. I got a good picture of a worm on the floor.
Relax. It just takes a second.
What is that thing?
Man. You can't do nothing around here.
Dean says I'm an alpha male functioner. So beta.
All right. If you guys need us to zoom in any further, just let us know.
No, if anything, it's really close.
Well, I don't know if I can zoom out any further.
Okay, well, we can certainly see what you're doing.
Okay. Maybe I can back up a little? Let's see.
De Tomasa. Yeah, that's a better view right there, I think. You're not quite as zoomed in.
You guys, what do you think of that view? Is it interesting? Is it visually compelling?
You can see a license plate.
Listen.
That thing on the floor. Oh, is it a De Tomasa T? That thing on the floor. That thing on the floor, you know what that was? I think it was a little piece of rope from a mop. I don't know. Typical for most Ford guys. Oh, you're removing the license plate? Is that legal?
Nope. Don't tell anybody.
You know, I've never read anything that says you're not allowed to put them on upside down.
Oh.
Hey, Bub, ever used Flitz metal polish? I probably did at some time, but it's been a while. She went fishing for wires?
Yep.
Yep.
Ooh, there's spiders up in there.
Spiders!
Not
Man, are
good.
they going to be surprised when you drive them to No Name National? It's like, where the heck are we? We moved to Missouri.
Yeah, they're gonna be thrilled with that, aren't they?
Looks like Kim might have to do some rechroming on the bumper.
Yeah, that bumper is a little bit.
Should use all my anti-seize, wiping it all over the bumper.
Oh, I could use anti-seize.
No.
Come on.
Use
You want it
the
to look good.
expensive nickel anti-seize that we use on exhaust systems on aircraft. You
But
wiped it all
was
over your wheels.
So good. You weren't using it anyways. What are you gonna do? Save it for forever?
For the next time I have an airplane to work on. Yeah.
See? When you say it out loud,
this?
it sounds just as
See
strong
this?
as
I
when was
put a
thinking
good
about it.
strain relief back there too.
Here, I can sleep on it.
Sleep on
Put
what?
this foam here and take a nap.
Oh, that's it. That's that nice piece of white foam that I like.
Uh-huh. We're gonna see what we can figure out back here.
Yeah, that piece of white foam, it's probably too stiff to sleep on, but man, compared to concrete, it's really nice to work on it. It's like the doctor goes like looks down your throat and goes, I had a dentist one time working in my mouth, and of course I got all this stuff in my mouth and can't talk. And she says, she's grinding, and she stops and she goes, "Oh shit." Like,
It's never what you want
I
to do.
didn't want to hear the dentist say that. Like, she goes, I just broke a drill bit off in your tooth. I'm thinking, man, I bet a tooth is pretty soft. How are you gonna get that out?
You were thinking, oh, this is gonna be expensive.
Is that what you're soldering last night? No, what was I soldering last night, Kim? Oh no, I made a harness. The battery cable, you know, the end that goes on the battery is a big old lead thing, and big fat wire coming off, and I melted in a second wire that so it's more than soldering. I just put flux all over it and tinned that wire and then melted it into that, and then so there were actually three wires then coming off, the big heavy one, and then a medium one and a lighter one that was going to the fan and to the maybe the signal wire for the fan. She's got a relay on the fan. But I made it, and then I put all shrink tubing on it.
Now.
Well, we'll have to show that to him because we never really showed it to him. And so it isn't a goofy looking battery connection with stuff all screwed to it or crimped on it. It's really it's all one piece. It's pretty nice.
I uploaded all that video today and did conversion from the.
Gene says the dentist should have used an easy out. Barrows, how you doing?
I mean, it would have been easy.
Yeah, I don't need the dentist going in there with an easy out. Well, you know what she did? She went and got the other dentist. And they're both in there and they're looking in my mouth and they're talking all this dentist talk, you know. And then he left and she went in there and started again. And she goes, oh, like 10 seconds. She goes, I got it out. It's like, oh, that's good. I was thinking, Lester Saber said I had a dentist drill my cheek once. I heard a story that a dentist one time was put Novocaine in and it ran out the guy's cheek on the other side.
Oh, that would suck.
I don't know if that was true.
It would heal.
It would heal. Oh, how's your finger doing? The one that you drilled into. Oh, it's got a Band-Aid on it. You got it covered.
Covered.
She's got it covered. See, the I know Barrows came in, and I don't know who else came in. This is the license plate light, and Kim made a little hood over it, and we didn't have a light for it, so she bought these little LED lights, put an LED light in. I put strain relief on it, and the wires weren't long enough, so I extended the wires for her. So she's going to install this license plate light that'll probably be way too bright now.
Yep.
You'll see this.
Here, show them the pack of lights that we got. We got a bunch of
You
them.
see this bright license plate going down the road. You know, a whole pack of these things for probably not a lot of money.
Not a lot of money.
How much were this? How much were these? Well, you got two different colors. You got these in amber.
I think I paid like $35-40 for the whole thing of them.
All
There's
those.
a lot of
And
lights.
there's a lot of lights. Yeah, that's right. Dentist attempted keyhole surgery. Lester. Looks like a Lionel train light. That's what I said. It looks like on the train signals. But Kim made that little hood. It looks pretty good, I think. She grabbed a piece of aluminum from the aircraft aluminum scrap barrel and made that. And I didn't eat much, so I'm eating my cheese. Gotta eat your cheese.
How can you have any meat if you don't eat your cheese?
It says on here, it says cheese food. A friend of mine in Arizona used to tell me cheese food. He goes, that's what you feed your cheese. He goes, you feed dog food to the dog. You feed cat food to the cat. Well, he goes, I think you should feed cheese food to the cheese. I don't know. Oh, yeah, she's got Dizzy Izzy's t-shirt on.
Oh, I am wearing a Dizzy Izzy shirt.
Dean says, totally approved, or total approval.
Okay.
Is Kim going to put the big wing on the back of the dart? Big wing, big wing.
Yes.
What big wing?
The one that we were looking at last night. The
Oh, the rudder.
rudder.
What happened to the rudder? It was here.
Didn't we have some of those shrimp?
That was Boston. What's his name? Boston kid? Boston something, 1972. He recognized it because he and I worked on those same airplanes. It took me quite a while to figure out that I was talking to a guy in the chat that was a guy that I knew from the test site. We worked at the test site, but we worked other places before that, so I'd known him for a while. We need to do a poll. A toilet seat? A toilet seat. B, batwing. C, continental kit. D, all of the above. Dean wants to do a poll.
What about none of the above? You didn't
Is
even
there,
make that
is there an
possible.
E? None of the above.
None of the above. Hey, what happened to those fitting the?
Buddy says Kim needs a lift. Lying on the floor lying on the ground stinks. You know what's wrong in here? That ceiling's 7.5 feet up. So if you have a lift,
Can't really lift it.
you can't lift very far. Yeah, I had a shop in Ohio had a tall ceiling, and it had one of the old kind of lifts that aero hydraulic, big post in the middle, lift the car up. Man, that thing was nice.
What did I do with the keys? Did I put them back in the ignition?
Well, Lester the Saber says he votes D, and then Buddy Garfano says he votes E. Dean says, me too, D minus, just like my school scores. Hey, at least you passed. Look at how shiny the paint is on the bottom of the trunk.
Well, I wonder why.
Just like they always are. The bottom of the trunk's always the best part of the car. Hey, Dean, is it a trunk or is it a boot? Or is it something else? Barrows. Center post lifts are nice until you have to. Yeah, I never did Well, I did do transmissions on that, but I did transmissions on front drive cars, which I hated even more. I just bribed the teachers. Not all grift, probably graft is bad. Friend of mine, he's a big, tall, white guy. I mean, about as white as you can get, blonde hair. And he loved Mexico. And after work, I worked with him out at the test site. And after work, on Friday nights, he always went to Mexico. And he'd stay there until the end of the weekend. And he'd come back home. And he was in Mexico on a Saturday night, had too much to drink. And he went down some back alley and took a leak on the ground. And there was a cop sitting in a car somewhere with his lights off. And he watched this. Goes over there and he goes, come here. Goes, get in my car. And this guy that I know goes, I'm not getting in the car. And the cop goes, get in the car. Goes, I'm not getting in the car. And he said he pulled his wallet out and he had 320s and he fanned the 320s out like this. The cop took the 320s and he goes, go back in the United States and don't come back till tomorrow. And he goes, I sure like corruption sometimes. Don't end up in a Mexican jail. I wouldn't even sit in a Mexican police officer's car because I know where I was going, to a Mexican jail. Deck lid. Trunk, the bit behind the hood. Trunk. Dean says trunk, the bit behind the hood. Jeez. Deck lid spoiler. Buddy Carfano says deck lid. Buddy, where are you? You in New Zealand? I don't know where. I really don't know. Oh, where were you? I'm trying to remember. I try to remember where everybody is, and I don't always remember. I know where Dean is because Dean's been. The cop was almost as pissed. The yeah, I mean that was a nice take for a Mexican cop just for talking to a guy for a minute. Got $60. You could do anything in Russia if you had American cash. Man, there was one time I thought I was gonna have to bribe my way out of something. The cop was actually a pretty honest guy. He's kind of. Oh yeah, you're in Connecticut. In Connecticut. Uh, Russian cop was actually an honest guy, but I didn't have my paperwork straight, and he got really shitty with me. And when he figured out I didn't have any money, I only had a couple $100 on me. I was leaving. He just he just took all my stuff and shoved it down the table. He goes, "Go!" like that. I was so happy he was on to somebody else, you know. Well, it has some doors and an engine, but trunk and keys go in the back. And keys. You have to know how to set the feet on those sad was. Oh, monkeys. Where's that? Trunk. Oh, trunk monkeys going back. Okay. came off the lift and went through his toolbox. Oh, totaled the truck. You know, if you work on cars enough in shops, you're going to see some accidents. We had I think it was some little British sports car. Had wheels on it with chrome lug nuts. Didn't have the center one spin on thing. It had chrome lug nuts. Toward the end of the day, and the guy working on it had an impact wrench, and he was starting the nuts, and then he'd hold the nut with his hand and just run the impact wrench in. Well, one of those nuts, the chrome was starting to come off of it. He didn't notice that, and the chrome came all the way off, just sliced his finger down to the bone. It's like, oh man. So somebody in the shop took him to the hospital, and he'd already lowered the car some because he's putting the wheels on it. We closed up, everybody left, and the store was the shop was in the back of a big store. Well, in the big store at night, they had a meeting in there. So they called my boss at 11 o'clock at night and said, there's a big noise in your shop, big bang. My boss went down there, and what had happened was that car on that round hoist, what did you call that thing? The post hoist. That thing started to come down, and it caught on the edge of the guy's toolbox and flipped that car on its side, and it ended up on its side next to the hoist in the middle of the night, you know. So what started as a one kind of accident turned into a bigger accident. Please don't feed the trunk monkeys tire irons. What are you doing?
I'm checking to see which wires do which thing.
Do you have a meter up there? Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to you. I get. Oh yeah, I see meter light things.
Where's that light? Goes in there. Can I have that?
No, I like this thing. This is a pretty nice light. Should I keep it? Nah, center post, yeah. Seen split rim explode. Oh, you know, there was a cartoon hanging. The second radiator shop I had, it was a big complex, and the main uh, shop in there was a tire shop, and they did truck tires. They did every kind of tires, and it was about half the building. The other half of the building was muffler shop, my radiator shop, an electric shop. So there's a bunch of little shops at one end. So there's a joke, there's a cartoon hanging on the wall, and it was the guy standing. You know, they put those split rims in a cage when they air them up in case they blow apart. They stay in the cage. Well, the cartoon was the guy standing in the cage while he was airing up a bunch of tires. Man, I remember split rims. I didn't even know they got rid of them until, I don't know, I saw something on TV and I said, oh yeah, they're all gone. Oh, I know what it was. It was somebody driving a truck in India, and they still had them in India. I lived in Sharon, Pennsylvania. There was a gas station across the street. I was in like an upstairs apartment. It was a industrial or shops and stuff. It was a plumbing shop downstairs. I lived in an apartment upstairs, a gas station across the street. I was just looking out the window, and it was a guy airing up a car tire, and that thing exploded. Man, I was down there so fast and across the street. I'm like, you okay? You okay? He goes, yeah, I think I'm okay. I said, I don't think you're okay, you know, but he was walking around pretty soon and said he was okay, but he was right there putting the air in when that tire exploded off the rim on just a regular car tire. Only time I ever saw that happen. Kim's doing something under there. They're probably all watching you now. I'm watching the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Did I make the leads long enough?
Yeah. I made this little hood a little too far out.
It's far out.
Bumping.
Oh, it hits it?
Let's make it not line up good. We got it. We just tweaked it just a little bit. So we can go under there.
Ag and ultra heavy equipment still use split rims, but it's a lot different. Tim says worked in a truck stop in Ohio when I was a teenager. Hated those big rig split rims. You didn't have the cage. We laid the tire under the lift. Oh man. Yeah, they had that whole complex on one end, and then straight out from my radiator shop, there was a pad out there that's where they pulled the big trucks up there, and that they had that cage out there. So I used to see that. It was, I don't know, probably some distance. You could drive some cars between us, so it wasn't right up in front of my shop, but I could see it real easily. And they always had those wheels in there. But then they had a service truck. In a service truck, they'd go out and service those things on the road. And I don't know what they did there. Just stand back? Jeez, I don't know. Because they did all split rims out on the truck, out on the road, too.
Ones out on the road were a different breed. Took it like a man. Blew up, they just took it like a man.
What are you talking about?
Like a man.
Those 66-inch tires and ribs that fertilizer trucks run. And the monster trucks use them as well, are all split rims. Man.
Do you know where those little connectors, the heat shrink connectors, the ones with the solder inside them?
Solder sleeves. No, I don't.
We used to have them.
Oh, I'm sure we still have them. You want to use those?
Well,
Does anybody know what a solder sleeve is? You stick the wires in both sides and you heat it with a heat gun. And in the center, there's solder that melts just with the heat gun. And then on the outside, it shrinks, so it provides two strain reliefs, and it solders together in the middle. They're called solder sleeve. I never knew about those till I worked on the UAVs. And they use them on everything on the electronics. Okay, we got a big square in the middle of the screen now.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's like a.
I know. This camera has a limit to how long of a video it will record in one pop.
Oh, you gotta do 2 pops.
Did it go away?
It went away.
All right. That means it's been running for 15 minutes continuously. It's okay. So we don't have that thing anymore.
I don't know where those are. I really don't know where they are. They might be one of those electric boxes up there, or they're. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen them, and we didn't have that many of them.
We were using them all the time. I know we didn't use them all.
Why don't you use a crimp connector?
Because it's really little wire, and the crimp connectors that we have are too big.
They're too big. Okay.
I mean,
because we got the right crimp pliers and all that make everything stay put. Oh, that's better.
I will just cause.
People will hang beside a big rig for miles. Man, that's not where I want to be going down the road. They have no idea what will happen when a truck tire blows. I'm going to take out all the windows on that side of the car, not to mention the doors. Yeah, I'll get next to one of those trucks, and sometimes traffic, you get stuck there and you got to back off away from them or something. But I've been going by them and I hear a tire going, rah, 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 and I know it's a separated tire, and it's like, man, I don't want to be here. And I just speed up and get around them in a hurry. Yeah, people have no idea. I think a lot of people have no idea how much energy is stored up in a 80,000-pound rig going down the road. Where's the best place to get Scotch-Brite pads? You know what? I get all different. I don't know what they call them. Different coarse, different. Like they have fine, medium, coarse, and all that. I think I've gotten them at Home Depot, maybe Lowe's. And if they gator back, that thing comes up. Oh, gator back. That's where the whole tread comes whipping off the thing.
That doesn't sound good at all.
What's that? When a tire, you know what looks like when a tire tread comes off a truck.
Yeah, that sounds real bad.
I had to dodge big ones going down the road. Whoa, alligators. Try not to run over them. Gotta get used to this. Kim bought a new mouse. It lights up. It's a blue mouse. Rattles my truck when one would blow like a cannon. Oh man. Did you run any what do they call them? Retreads? In a pinch, I get those twist lock pads at O'Reilly's. It costs a little more, but it saves going to the city. It's just in a pinch, I get those twist lock pads. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The ones that go in a spinner thing. They've got a, I don't know. Maybe I know what you're talking about. Well, Kim, that's an interesting view.
I'm sorry. You can change the things so they're not staring at my butt.
I think I'll leave it.
Hey.
Have to scuff up the fender wells and paint them. Oh, I see. Yeah,
He does, or we.
I have some real. They're Scotch-Brite, but they're really coarse. And man, if I got something that needs like that, like up inside, I'll take one of those really wet and maybe even soapy and scrub with it, and then wash it all out afterwards, and maybe go to one finer one like the. Yeah, and they really fine ones are those green pads they sell in the stores for washing dishes. But the coarse ones, I think the coarse ones I get them from big box stores. I have some around here that are brown. They're really coarse. Trying to think of where they are.
No,
We have a big bin around here that says abrasives on it.
Yes, we do.
It's probably in that.
Okay, well, that explains it.
Only ran retreads once. They made it about 500 miles. Always bought good tires. Well, did you have your own van or flatbed or something? Because I know truck drivers are always picking up different vans. And how do you know what's even on there, you know? Tim Savage Demon. I've actually found them in grocery stores as well in the cleaning aisle. The green ones I always find in the cleaning aisle. I've never found all the different grits or whatever they're called. They're not grit, but they're different something, different levels of coarseness. I don't know if I've ever, they may be in the cleaning aisle. I can see your face from here, but on there I don't.
Can't see my face very well.
I can from here, but from the camera.
All right.
You're using the crimpers. I see what you're doing. You're actually using the crimpers.
Mm-hmm.
I've got plenty of sandpaper discs, but I really haven't used those Scotch pads. Tells you how long it's been since I painted a car. Those Scotch pads, I don't think they sand as well as sandpaper, but man, it's up inside somewhere like a fender well or something. That's perfect. I got my own truck and reefer trailer. Oh, okay. So yeah, so then you have control over the tires and the brakes and everything else. Yeah, you sent me pictures of the truck.
You know what I really love doing?
What?
Standing on my head on the internet underneath the dash car.
Standing on your head on the internet.
One of my favorite things to do.
At least you're on that big piece of white foam, so it's not like sitting on concrete. The thing is set up a little higher, and that might not be good. Makes it harder to get underneath.
It does make it hard to get underneath, yeah. That's like.
But it's, yeah, but concrete's really rough on the body when you're under vehicles.
Filthy in here. Man,
Well, you know what we need to do is paint the floor. Paint the floor with almost white paint, real light gray, and it really helps with the lighting. And the other thing it does is you can scrub concrete forever. It'll never be clean. It'll always be like you get grime off of it. And as soon as you paint the concrete, you can work on it not get dirty. It's pretty nice. Half this building is painted, and the other half is not. But it's been 15 or 20 years, something. 15 years ago that I painted it, so it's not so nice anymore.
I like it here.
Got my own truck. Okay. Plus, it's a reefer. Means I didn't load or unload the trailer. Oh, you didn't load or unload the trailer. Man, I've loaded and unloaded so many trailers. When I was working out at the test site, they had a logistics site, some people, and they're having a lot of trouble. And the guy says, my boss says, go down there and straighten it out. I ended up working in a logistics center, and we moved it into town in a huge building, and we unloaded and loaded a bunch of trucks. And we had people come in that spoke all different languages, a lot of Spanish speaking people, but you know, I was in Yuma, so we always had Spanish speakers around. And we had a Russian driver come in one time. He was all right. I talked to him quite a bit. And then but he spoke quite a bit of English too. And then you know what happens when you work around stuff like that? There's accidents. Somebody backs into something with a truck or tears the shit out of something. Yeah, we had this giant crate that it was probably 12 feet high. It is huge. Had some airplanes in it. A lot of stuff in it. Big wooden crate. And a guy backed a big 53-foot van into it. And we're yelling at him and yelling at him. He's got the door shut and I can hear his radio going. you know, he just loud music in there, and he's not even looking, you know, he's just backing up, and he starts shoving this thing across. He moved that crate like 5 feet, and it weighed, I don't know what it weighed. It weighed too much for us to move. And he busted the crate all up, made a mess. And he gets out of the truck and goes, Did I hit something? Thinking, oh man. Well, he says that in Spanish. It's like, got one of the guys over there, and he's just shaking his head. He goes, yeah, you ran over something. My good friend epoxied his new shop, but wanted high gloss for maximum shine. It's impossible to push a car into that thing because it's slick as snot. Yeah, I worked in one shop that was it was gloss epoxy gray, and the thing that was nice about that was, well, we were moving airplanes around in there, and airplanes are pretty light, but we'd mop that place all up, and man, I could work on the floor and not get dirty, you know. Looks extra nice, but he totally regrets it now. Yeah, green, red, and green, red, and green Scotch-Brite pads. I got some that are brown that are extremely coarse. We're in a tight space.
Okay.
Light gray or the ultra fine as well.
Before I go any further, I need you to confirm
that it lights up. Okay.
Lights light.
So
You have light bright.
now we're all going to do the ops check.
Ops check. Engage.
I use those for polishing chrome and aluminum. Yep. Oh, you know what? You got to come back here and see this. Backup light on one side is incandescent, the other side's like really blue LED.
Yeah.
So they work.
That's good enough.
They're just not matching.
That's
okay.
Good.
What about the license plate light?
Doesn't look like it's on.
Well, do you have the headlights on?
No.
Well, that's why it's not on. Oh, that doesn't work either.
What?
I don't know, unless I can't see it. It might be shining up in there somewhere.
Oh, it's working.
Oh, okay, I just don't see it. I don't think it's pointing at the license plate. Why isn't it pointing at the license plate? Oh, it's way up in there. It's not positioned very well for that. License plate light that doesn't light the license plate.
I think I need to tweak that a little bit.
Needs a tweak.
It's not...
Adjust. Oh, you know what? When I look in the screen here, I can see it reflecting off something there. When I look over here, I can't.
You know what? I
can't see it at all.
I think we glued it in backwards.
We put it together backwards.
I think we did.
Oh, look, the adhesive's cured now.
Man, I really messed up. Yeah, it's aimed at the back of the bumper instead of down.
It's backwards.
Yeah, it's back.
Oh, did you just mount it backwards, or did we glue it together backwards?
I don't think I glued it together backwards. I think it's screwed.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be
able
good.
to fix it. That's what I'm saying.
That'd be good if it's just a rebolt.
Right. Might be. Warm.
You never turned the AC on. I thought you were gonna turn the AC on.
Phew.
Oh, that was an old trick for LED turn signals before the electronic flashers. You wire in an incandescent bulb before it, and the resistance would make them flash normal. Yeah, and they made resistors for a while, but now Kim bought the flasher that it has 3 prongs. You ground one of them and works great. My Valiant's like that. Yeah, my van, I tried to replace a bulb with an LED. Didn't work at all.
Yeah, you glued it in backwards.
Are you kidding me?
I wish I was kidding. I'm not.
It really stuck well.
Well, that's the good news. Because we know the process, but bad news is that it's backwards. Okay. Doesn't really make sense. This is aiming up.
This camera's much lower. It always looks like I'm looking up because the camera is down here. I'm looking forward, so it looks like I'm looking up all the time. What you doing, Kim?
I'm trying to figure out how it's supposed to go, because none of this is right.
Maybe we need to go back and look at an old video. I bet we didn't video that. I remember when you handed it to me. I glued it together. Did I really do it backwards?
I think it was in there backwards already. I'm kind of confused.
Tim, do you have a Sherwin-Williams close to you? If so, and you want a full case of them, they're usually cheaper. Oh yeah, I bet they are. And you know what? We got a Sherwin-Williams right up the road here. I need to remember that.
For what? A case of what?
Scotch-Brite pads.
Um,
Tim says been working on the editing for taking that motor out of the truck. Now I know why everybody says it takes a while. When I'm doing editing, I spend way more time on the editing than I did on taking the video. And I know Kim does most of the editing now, but I still do some of it, but not much. I've gotten better at taking videos that I don't have to edit. I mean, there's the trick. But Kim will spend hours or days, all night. That video with the mower deck repair, man, I heard that. She's got room next to mine. She's in there working, and I hear it just like, man, just over and over and over and over. Same voices, same thing. And I know she's editing, trying to get it all correct. Actually, there is one nearby, closer than Lowe's. Oh, yeah. Well, then you're going to end up with a lot of it. But if you're painting cars or doing body work, you might want a bunch of it. You fixing it without ungluing it?
I think I can make it work.
Okay.
Do something even if it's wrong. I gotta make sure this is the right thing before I worry about redoing it.
Here our Lowe's is in the first building, Harbor Freight in the next. Sherwin-Williams is in the Harbor Freight parking lot. So I bounced all these checking prices. You know what? Our Sherwin-Williams is kind of on the way to where the Harbor Freight was. But Harbor Freight, they closed it up. Not what I heard was they lost their lease, but none of the other places in that complex are gone. They're all still there. And there's no new Harbor Freight. I don't know what happened to them. I wrote them an email to the home office. Of course, they didn't respond. It's like, hey, you're going to put a Harbor Freight? Got a city of 160,000 people and no Harbor Freight? You got to be kidding me, Good luck editing because I really want to see that work. I've not dedicated myself to doing editing yet. Maybe this winter I should try some editing. Oh, that's Dr. Go. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, editing. Kim occasionally reminds me we're not in the automotive business. We're in the entertainment business. So I'm trying to fix something all perfectly, and she goes, "Well, we got the video. Let's go get it done." And I go, "I want to finish this." We got to get the video out. Now we're running out of time in the car, though. Okay, so
yeah, events still have to happen.
what are you trying to run all the wires right or something?
Well, I gotta run them through the. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what I thought. I was thinking just bolt it on there and we check it and then run the wires. I don't know. Maybe you can't do that.
Well, the wires are in the trunk, so I gotta push them through the thing. And then, see, the other thing is the original wiring was all body grounded. But I don't trust that. It's old rusty bumper.
Yeah.
So, I gotta.
Yeah, it's on the Valiant. I had to redo all the grounds because they were grounded at bad places that were no longer grounds.
Yeah. What did I do with the screws?
I can definitely see how determined you guys are about being prepared for your No Name Nationals road trip. Yeah, I mean, it's all little stuff right now. It's like the license plate light. You don't want to get stopped, And then today, you weren't here earlier. Kim found a vacuum leak on the intake manifold, so we're gonna have to pull the intake manifold and put a regasket that. Is probably what's wrong. I hope that's all.
I mean, there's definitely a problem when you spray some kind of cleaner or solvent on the intake, and it makes the engine RPM change.
Well,
and on a specific spot.
I'm hoping it's a gasket, not a manifold.
Oh, I mean, yeah, right. The manifold can be warped.
Oh, you got another manifold now.
I do have another manifold on it.
Oh, I was thinking, man, we'll have to take the 2-barrel manifold off mine. And no, you've got another single barrel.
I do.
Oh yeah, that would. Oh, I'm not so nervous now. At least we have parts.
Oh, good.
I was worried about that.
You were worried. You
Mexican
don't
Spec.
need to worry about the manifolds.
Mexican Specs here.
Welcome to the stream,
Good
Mexican
evening.
Spec. We are murdering Kim slowly and painfully. For your enjoyment.
She's doing license plate light and backup lights. Backup
All right.
lights work.
You guys tell me if the license plate looks a little better this time.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, let's turn out some lights in here and see what
See
happens.
if it helps. Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, I sure that cop stops you, that isn't bright enough, he's got a problem, or she's got a problem.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, hell yeah, it works.
Woo! All right. Yeah, simple. All right, and that means I got to turn the lights off so I don't.
So my glue was the right direction.
No, your glue was backwards. But it wasn't your fault because the bracket was installed backwards when we took it off in the first place. So
I didn't know
It wasn't your
that.
fault that it was backwards because it was already backwards, and there was no way for you to know that you were reinstalling it in the wrong direction.
So it had been wrong,
It had been wrong.
and I put it back wrong.
You put it back wrong. And we got one blue backup light and one white.
Yeah,
backup
it's
light.
got the color temperature's probably about 5,500 or 6 grand or something. Yeah, these little LEDs. This is what she used in that backup light, and it's plenty good enough, I guess.
I mean,
Oh, Mex Spec's got to go.
I don't think you're allowed to drive these cars, old cars, like a lot.
Feeling weak. Well, that doesn't sound good. Well, thanks for showing up. And I don't know if tomorrow we might do. It depends. If Ari doesn't do it after the Tony. Oh, wait a minute. What's tomorrow? What's
Tomorrow's
today?
Saturday.
So tomorrow's Saturday. We may do a tomorrow show.
We should probably do a little.
We'll do a little show tomorrow. And I don't even know what day of the week it is. I can't get this back in the bag. Go in. There, it's in the bag. No need to worry until bolt snaps off and head. Oh God.
You watch your mouth.
That happens on the exhaust bolts.
Well, they're all exhausted.
And they're all exhaust bolts, that's right.
You
The
watch.
intake
You
and
shut your whore mouth.
intake and exhaust on a slant.
I don't want to hear about it.
They're all the same bolts. It's the one in the back that always breaks off, isn't it?
You shut your.
Well, it's not, but that one's already been fixed. Oh, maybe we haven't had that one apart.
Listen.
Ooh, we haven't had it apart.
Listen.
Okay.
Stop talking about it. It's. That's why I was talking about maybe smearing some goop on there and seeing if we could get it to not leak as bad.
I've got a.
Because that is a 1 pound can of worms.
I've got a torch so we can warm it up.
2
and take
pound
it out.
can of worms.
Oh, here, let's see. Mexican Spec. BKXD guys come up with the words for these letters. Oh, you know what? I was looking at earlier, and there's a airport that I used to fly into in South Dakota, and it was BKX. Was the airport designator, but I don't know what the D's for. And Paul, but Chewy's here. Evening, Buff and Kim, just stopping by, say hi.
Thanks for stopping in.
Dr.
Good to see
Go,
you.
my brother taught me a trick of spraying starting fluid near the crankshaft seal of a 2-stroke motor, and when they revved it up, the seal was bad. Pretty cool, but
Oh yeah, that's the
Somebody
the
split the
2-strokes.
case.
Those seals go bad. Yep.
you can tell Buff is retired. What day is? Yeah, I don't have any idea what day it is. Bad karma, extra drama. Oh, jeez. It says Mexican Spec. We got a license plate on a car when I was a kid. And my mother's always, she was one of these people, I'm cold. And the license plate number is a California plate, black plate. It was IAC 786. My father goes, perfect. I am cold. Because my mother always said that, like, all day, every day. I am cold. That was our license plate.
Okay.
Man, that was in '63. That was the new black plate, brand new black plate, which are now the ones everybody wants. Can't believe that's been that long.
Um,
Um,
um, remember we found a connection in the kick panel of the Valiant that was bad when we were having problems with tail lights?
it was a ground.
No, it was one of these.
Oh, I don't remember.
Which light is it that's bad? This one over here?
Yeah, but I think remember when hang on, we took that out. That bulb is all dark, like it's burned inside. It's not.
No, I took it out already.
Oh,
I just took it out. It looks like a brand new bulb. We must have replaced it. And it's still funky.
yeah, it's funky, all right.
Well,
Our '68 Ford was WAB, wise and beautiful. I remember seeing WAB plates. Okay, so you're done with that.
done for the
Now
moment
I'm
with it.
back to here. So what's your next plan?
I'm gonna see if that connection in this kick panel is bad. Because that's what
You're gonna keep going.
It's the
Okay.
same thing. Same vintage of car. I don't know if there's a connection there or not, but you know, what would the chances be that the same model of car?
I saw a plate that was Acceler 8. Yeah, there used to be ones that people did the 8s. They go like AV8 pilots, AV8 license plate number. That friend of the Corvette, his was no VNE, and VNE is the never exceed speed for an airplane. Like the VNE might be 180 knots or something, and so his Corvette, the license number was no VNE. I drove that thing. It was the last year of the C7s, and that thing is pretty fast. One day we're leaving work way out of test site, and he throws his key to me and he goes, "Take the Corvette. We're going into town." I go, "Nah, I don't drive other people's cars because then something will happen." He goes, "That's why I have insurance." He goes, "Give me the keys to your Mazda." I go, "Are you sure?" He goes, "Yeah." So I drove the Corvette into town, down a big long straight highway, and well, part of it was all curvy, but then it straights out, big straight road, and I rolled into it a little bit. It was fast. It's a fun car. And when I drove it, it was new. It's like I don't know, what were the last C7s? Were what, 2019 or 2018, something like that. It's just before the mid-engine cars came out. Do any of you guys in the U.S. have an account on eBay? Can you search Ford B150 carryall to see if the red and white truck is on there? Oh, yeah, but I don't think I can. I don't have that on my phone. Yeah, I'm sure somebody can. I could do it from the house, but
Hey, are those lights on, the ones that are funny? Or is it the brake light?
no, it's the running lights, and the one on the right side is quite dim.
Keep an eye on it for a minute.
Yep.
Change.
Nope. No change. Looks like there's a candle in there. No change. Not even a flicker. Nothing.
Thank you.
Mexican Spec had a license on his hearse that was "You could be next." Man, that's true too.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to take it so deep. It's supposed to be fun.
Too many dead friends. That's what happens when you get old. A lot of people you know are gone, but there's a lot of new people.
There are a lot of new people. All right, I got a plan. I can test.
What's your plan?
I can test from here.
People thought University of California, Davis. Next, NXT. The president of GM bought the new ZR1 Corvette. Oh, brought it to Jay Leno's show. Jay said he had it on the track and was cruising at 205 for 10 minutes. I saw that show, and Jay was sitting there just cruising along over 200. Yeah, and that was a C7. I know interested in seeing a commercial for the car, so I skipped that one. What commercial? Are there commercials on here?
Oh, crap.
I don't know. I don't know what he saw. Good night, guys. Okay, so you're actually leaving this time. Okay, Vex Inspect. Take care. See you maybe tomorrow night. X3322A is a good plate. We're all tailgaters. Oh, okay, it is listed. Okay, hopefully Mexican Spec saw that his vehicle is listed. Okay, he's still there. And Paul says it's there. 2 people can see it. Mexican Spec, for some reason, he can't see his own ad. Or maybe it's not his ad. Maybe it's the ad for the guy that got it from him.
Okay, I need your help.
Okay, back to the
Want me
dark.
to turn the camera back on?
Back to the dark. I don't know. Let's see what happens here.
Okay. I'm going to put power directly to these various accessories in the back
Okay,
with a probe.
so we're looking for smoke.
We're just tell me what's what. See anything?
Nope. Yeah, it looks just like when you turn the headlights on. Dim light on the right. Okay, bright right on the left. Bright light on the left. Oh, brighter light on the right. Backup lights.
Nothing here?
Nothing.
Really?
Really. That is all the lights, all the red lights, and the one on the right side is dim.
Yeah.
She's got a plan.
I'm just gonna switch bulbs and see if it's a bulb.
Okay, eBay won't show me cars for sale, being that I'm in Mexico. Oh, it isn't yours. Okay. If it sells, my buyer wants another one. Oh, I see. Okay. So that's why you're interested. And I can't, they won't let you see, like I can see cars in other countries, I think. Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, you need to get yourself what do they call that thing? Everybody will. Yeah, I can't think of what it's called. You know, so you're actually in another country. Yeah, but the problem with so many new people is that I don't remember all their names. Oh, me too. I can't remember anything. Names of companies, names of people, names. It's terrible. It's listed for $49.95, and then Buddy Carfano says no. I'm not sure what that was in reference to. Ken, what do they call that thing you service you get so you can put yourself in another country and look at
VPN, virtual private
VPN, yeah, Mexican Spec. If you're going to be in that kind of business, you need VPN, and I don't think they're real expensive, and you can get them for You can watch somebody that's advertising and get them for free or next to nothing for 6 months. Wonder what the U.S. charges to bring a car in from another country, import tax. You know, Mexican Spec's going to know all about that. Might be up to the state. Some states are a hassle, like California.
Okay. Let's try these lights again.
One more time.
One more.
Okay. Red lights, the right one is dim, and you have backup lights.
That makes sense. But the right one's still dim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doctor go, a guy I met tried mixing letters and numbers. 3E, 3BE, 33, thinking it would be harder for the police to read when he was speeding. Then he had a blur plastic diffuser. That was 15 years ago. You know, there was a Corvette, a bright red Corvette running around in Maryland, and the license number was like 1I, 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 1. You know, it's all scrambled up, all ones and I's. And there were little differences, so I knew that they were ones and I's, but I really didn't know which one was which. And so it just looks like hash marks all the way across. I'm sure the license plate readers know the difference. Oh, man. Oh. I did not sleep enough. Starting to feel it. Kim, how late you want to be up here?
Oh,
Huh?
we could be done.
We've been on 2 hours.
Okay. It's your stream, man.
Okay, so we're gonna. You think we'll be here tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, so our plan is to be back here, what, by 10? Same thing?
I don't know. What do they think? They like.
Oh, what time do you want us to be here tomorrow?
I think 10 o'clock is normal.
Because we do 10 o'clock in the evening Central Time, which for Mexican Spec is 8 o'clock in the evening. I don't know if there's no conflicts on Saturday, is there? No, I don't think so. So I don't know. It's up to you. What do you guys want?
Not up to them. We're just.
Well, it's not up to you, but I'm just curious what you want to do. They're just leaving. Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Okay. So I'll put it up. Probably be 10 o'clock. Take care.
We'll see you
tomorrow.